Merch Minds Podcast, episode number 86. My name is Glenn. Yong is here he's actually back from a
I'm
lot of
back.
traveling.
A lot of traveling, doing a lot of things, but I'm back home now. It's good to see you, my man.
Yeah, we have a lot of good topics to talk about. I mean, pop sockets, news, numbers, and of course, Yong going out there, Vidcon and HustleCon, and a little merch by Amazon action at the Vidcon. So we're gonna talk actually both of your cons and conferences and whatever
Yeah,
else. Were they both pretty cool, or
they were
one
cool.
better than the other?
They were cool. I mean, we can talk about that here, but let's get into the numbers like we normally do. We'll start the show off that way. I can start since I'm already talking. Let's see, my last 7 days, 91 shirts sold for uh, product purchases. $1,740.72. Average royalty. I'm sorry. I said average. Estimated royalty, $369.11. 8 returns. That's my last 7 days.
Now and from now on, you can no longer say how many shirts sold. You have to say products sold because now pop sockets are thrown
That's what
in
I
there.
said, man. Products purchased. Isn't that what I said?
This guy said shirts sold. How many pop? Here's a question: how many
Man,
pop sockets have you sold?
dude, rewind the track, man. I didn't say shirts. I said
Go ahead.
products.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But no,
How many pop sockets have you sold?
I don't know. I have sold some, but I don't know.
Oh, like more than 5?
I'll tell you this much. I've sold more pop sockets than hoodies, long sleeves, or sweatshirts.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good to
And
know.
I've only uploaded about maybe, and I'm kind of guesstimating here, probably about 50.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit more about those, but kind of interested to see how many you've sold already. Since it's only been what, like a week since it's been live.
It's been about a week or so, yeah.
All right. My last 7 days, 148 products sold, 8 returns. It was at 10 at one point, 8 returns, and then the estimated royalties $454.70. And same thing, I uploaded. Originally, I thought I uploaded 50. I actually got more done, but I think I uploaded about 30, 35. But I did variations of colors on some of these pop sockets. I've only sold like 2 or 3.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's where I am right now.
Okay. Are you resizing them yourself?
Yeah, resizing them myself. And I guess any advice that I would give, even though it's still very, very new, would be starting off with your
Your
best
best
selling
sellers.
designs and then going from there because you already have the artwork. They're proven to sell unless, it's something like this is my, I don't know, grandpa's shirt, and that wouldn't make sense. But if it's something that makes sense that would go in the pop socket, then resize it, put it on there, and then see what happens. But at least that's what I would probably start off with.
Yeah. So there's actually, anytime Amazon comes out with a new product, there's always, someone will put out a service or an extension or something that kind of works with the new product. And I don't know this guy in particular. Maybe I do. I'm just horrible with names. But some guy named Greg put out. He made a website basically where you can just drop your image, your 4500 by 5400 image, and it will resize it automatically to a pop socket size. And I've been utilizing that for the last several days. And for the most part, it does a really good job, and it's completely free. If you guys want to check it out, it's merchresize.com. For the most part, it's pretty good. I've noticed some of the ones that I've downloaded, they're like off-centered or it just doesn't look right, so I would have to do those manually. But for the most of the stuff, I've been pretty impressed. So, Greg, if you're listening, thank you for putting that out. I highly recommend it. Sounds like you haven't heard of it yet, Glenn. So for you and the listeners, that's merchresize.com. They do have a Facebook group as well. I don't remember the name of the Facebook group, but just go to merchresize.com and you can get all the information there. And like I said, it's 100% free.
And I think, there's a little mix if you're trying to do pop sockets that have a lot of wording, it's gonna get really, really tough and small in there. And if
Yeah.
you're gonna do pop sockets that have like some sort of all over design that bleeds out, I mean, those either one, I think both can sell, but you really, really have to be careful with trying to get if it's wording or something funny slogan, like right there in the middle that it's centered and doesn't get all cut off and things. So you really have
Mhm.
to kind of pay attention to that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
I kind of, I not kind of, but I do agree with you. If your shirt is just like, has like 50 words on it, chances are it's not going to look good on a pop socket because a pop socket compared to a shirt, obviously the real estate is much smaller, so you're not going to have that much room to play with. And when your words start becoming so small that you can barely read them, it's just not even worth putting on a pop socket. So, um, yeah, 100%. I agree with you, Glenn. You guys should definitely go through your designs and um, pick and choose what you guys want on a pop socket.
Sure. You want to go talk about the news or?
Yeah, so let's get into the news. Um, um, Something about the indexing. I briefly read it, man. I've been so damn busy, obviously, because I've been on the road. Why don't you tell us what that news is all about?
All right, so this was on June 22nd. To provide clarity on search visibility for merch by Amazon products, please note that it can take up to 3 days for new products to complete indexing into Amazon search results. If your new products are not showing in search results after 3 days, you can send an email to give the merch email. Please be sure to include a link to the product in question along with details of the searches you have tried. And this is kind of funny because I remember that same, I think it was, yeah, because last Friday we did the podcast. After that, you're like, I'm gonna try to get in a couple of pop sockets before I fly out. Remember?
No,
And you uploaded a couple of them,
I don't remember.
and
I'm being honest.
you upload a couple of them, and then after, so I was uploading, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 of them or something, and then it kind of took a while. Like I was trying to search with the search results, trying to find them. I was like, what's going on here? Like, I don't see anything at all. And then this came out, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes total sense. So I
Okay,
was trying to,
I didn't even realize this was an issue.
yeah,
But but I'm glad they came out and told us. But yeah, I didn't realize this was an issue. But apparently, a lot of people has been complaining about their designs not showing up on their products. So uh, this is Amazon letting us know that it's going to take a few days for your design for your product to be indexed. So um, if you guys don't see it immediately, don't panic. Give it a few days. Let the whole system index your product, and if it like I said, if it's not visible, drop them a line. Again, I didn't realize this was an issue, so this is all new to me.
yeah. And I guess, I don't know. It didn't take too long, but I was just trying to figure out like what was going on here. 'Cause I was looking for it, just didn't happen. But let us know if you're watching the video version. Let us know in the comments, YouTube comments, if you have already uploaded pop sockets and or found success using them, or if you're not even gonna try and you're gonna stick to shirts. You can also let us know in the comments. And now at this point, it's kind of like when I go through the sales, I'm like, come on, like pop socket, something. Now I feel like I'm like, I want to see, like, forget these t-shirt sales. I want to see one of these pop sockets come up, but
Hmm,
I've only gotten a couple.
interesting. Um, and we'll talk about pop sockets more here in a little bit, but let's get into the conferences that I've attended in the last week. The first one was VidCon, so we can talk about that. And so people, you guys might be asking yourself, well, Young, you don't do YouTube. Why'd you go to VidCon? Well, so every year my job, they give me an allowance to attend conferences and things like that. Training to what they call career advancement, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Training. Um, and the original conference that I wanted to attend was back in June. No, this is June. It was earlier this month. It was in early June, but I had to cancel that plan because my boss had gone on vacation. And whenever she goes on vacation, I need to physically be in the office.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, September's coming up real soon. And I was like, well, I need to use my allowance, otherwise I'm going to lose it in September because it doesn't roll over. Like if I don't use it, I lose it, right? And then I get a new set of, I get a new set of money every year. So I was like, what conference can I go to? And I found out Merch by Amazon was going to be in at VidCon. So I was like, well, I don't really do YouTube, but it sounds like there are a lot of industries and companies that do leverage YouTube for their businesses. And technically, my day job, we do have a small YouTube channel. So I told my boss, I was like, hey, maybe I can go there, learn some best practices. And, she agreed. I went to VidCon, um, and, I was able to kill two birds with one stone because my parents live down there in Orange County, and I was able to see them as well. But the conference itself, and I know you're probably waiting for my conference review on this one, Glenn, because I know you're really big on YouTube. Um, I would say this, okay, and you and I had a conversation before recording the show, so you kind of know what I'm going to say. I would say this: if you guys are on YouTube, um, and you guys want to go to VidCon, I would say this: ask yourself why you want to go. Okay, like for instance, like if you're on YouTube and you want to go and because you want to go mingle with your fans or whatever, I can almost guarantee you that's not going to happen. Okay, because most of the people that are attending are going because they want to meet and greet with some of the bigger YouTube celebrities, right? Like, and this is no disrespect to Glenn, but like you and your channel is
I'm like a little pissant compared to
no,
some of these.
exactly, right? Exactly, because I mean, compared to Sean Dawson, I mean, you're nothing, right?
Yeah.
But but so I would say this: so if your intention is to try and go mingle with your fans, that's not going to happen. Um, VidCon was a freaking Oshkosh Bigosh Nickelodeon freaking selfie vlogging convention circus, man. That's what it was. Okay, a bunch of snotty nose 14-year-old kids. That's all they were doing, right? Is 70% kids trying to meet their favorite celebrities, right? Now they have three passes, right? They got the general pass, and then you got the creator pass, and then you have the industry pass. I was able to purchase the industry pass, and I was very glad I did because otherwise I would have been stuck with the kids, hanging out with them. I bought the industry pass, and with the industry pass, you can attend keynotes and whatnot, and the keynotes were cool, right? Again, the keynotes are for to learn best practices and how to engage with your audience and things like that, right? Your
Yeah.
typical conference stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Typical.
but I would say this: I went. I didn't like it. I was at VidCon for the first day, and that was it. That was enough for me. I didn't go back on the second day. It was just I didn't want to be there. I mean, that's just how bad it was, right?
Was this
Again,
Friday?
again for me because it's just it's more for the kids, right?
Yeah.
The kids are going to have a blast, right? So if you have kids and they watch YouTube all the time, this is more for them. So that's my review of VidCon. Did you have any questions? Because I know you and I had talked.
Yeah, I do have
Um,
some questions. Did you see, we've talked about him a little bit. Roberto Blake, graphic designer, and things like that. Did you see him there or no?
I know of him. So here's the thing, man. And you know this. Like, I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos
Besides Hustler Hacks, go ahead.
besides Senior Hacks. Um, like I could have literally like seriously, like I could have literally had a comment because I met a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
In the keynote sessions and all that. Um, like I could have literally talked to someone or sat next to someone who's like this big YouTube celebrity, and I would have no idea because I just don't spend a lot of time on YouTube.
Yeah.
Um, I saw a couple of people that I recognized because I did happen to watch their videos in the past. I did figure out their name. I know when we talked in private, I was like, I can't remember the names. One was Callie Lewis. She's like the host of like this technology geek channel. Um,
Okay.
and then the other guy was I don't know his real name, but his channel name is Black Nerd.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Black Nerd Comedy. Yeah, he's cool.
I seen, like I said, I just recognized him because I remember I ended up on his channel somehow, and I was watching a couple of his videos about a year ago. But again, I mean, I could have literally talked to someone who's like super famous, and I would have had no idea who they were.
Yeah, it makes total sense. What about? So I do have questions. Let's see. I think. Hey, where'd this go? So I think Thursday was a let me see what it says here. Industry reception presented by Merch by Amazon. This was Thursday, 5:30 to 8. This thing also says industry lounge with beer, wine, and other beverages will be provided. This was Thursday, 5:30. Did you go to this or no?
I did, because so remember we talked. I told you that I was supposed to fly back on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
but I ended up changing my flight because I wanted to attend that.
Okay.
So I did attend, and it wasn't anything. I mean, it was just like a networking event, right?
Okay. So people were just kind of hanging out and
Yeah, yeah, that's all it
okay.
was. I will say this though, okay? VidCon this year, I don't know what it was like in previous years because I never attended. Um, there was a heavy presence by Merch by Amazon this year. In fact, they had booths set up so influencers on YouTube could go and sign up,
For Merch
right,
Collab.
for Merch Collab.
Mm-hmm.
And my thinking was, when I first made the decision to go to VidCon, I was thinking, well, since I have a Merch by Amazon account, I'm gonna try and meet up with some of these up and coming YouTubers and maybe collaborate with them, on my own, and we can split the royalties, almost like the local merch, right? Except you're
Yeah.
doing it with influencers. Well, with Amazon merch being there directly, that ruined my plans, right?
Yeah, like they shut that down real quick.
Yeah, but there was a heavy presence by Amazon this year at VidCon. Because they're really pushing. It seems like Amazon, that is, they're really pushing collab to influencers. What does that mean for people doing merch by Amazon, kind of like we are, like you and I, where we're
Yeah.
making random T-shirts here and there? I don't know, but it seems like Amazon is really pushing collab, man.
That's pretty interesting because also I think it leads back. So I completely forgot about this part because the reception was later, but earlier that day, 10:50 a.m. It looks like they had kind of like a small presentation.
It
Amazon
was.
enabling creators through innovative merchandising. And it said they had Ivan Lopez from Strategic Partnerships, Amazon, and then John from Watch Mojo were there. How did that
hmm
go?
It was a short presentation. Basically, they were just really pushing collab, man. They showed up small. They showed a short video on how shirts are being printed, which was kind of cool because we were able to get a short um, 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 you know look into the warehouse in Dallas and see how things are being printed and being shipped. So that was really cool. But they were really just pushing merch collab.
Hmm. Okay.
That's all it was, man. It was just like they were talking merch collab. And they had a room that was dedicated to Merch by Amazon, which you can only get into if you had the industry pass. So I went in
Okay.
there, saw some more booth where influencers can sign up. Um,
They had some giveaways.
they had some free stuff which I grabbed. You know, um, I grabbed some pop sockets that says Merch by Amazon. In fact, we can do a giveaway because I grabbed a handful.
Look at this guy.
Because I grabbed a handful, so we can do like a giveaway um, at some point. But
Okay.
yeah, man, just a heavy presence by merch, really pushing collab. Again, I don't know what that means as far as doing merch by Amazon the way you and I are doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would guess we're okay, right? I mean, seriously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why would they get rid of us? They're still making money off of us.
Was there any, I guess, representative from the merch side or Amazon side, I guess, that works really in there that you were able to talk to, or not really?
No, I mean, so a lot of the people for Amazon that was there, I can almost probably guarantee that they probably didn't even know the ins and outs of Merch by Amazon.
You felt you have more education on merch than they
Yeah,
did.
they were just there to really just sign people up. Seriously,
Okay.
right? Like Miguel, I never. I mean, maybe he was there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't see him. The head of merch content. Maybe she was there, but I didn't see her. Everyone that I saw that was with Merch by Amazon, and you can tell who they were because they were, they had the T-shirts on that said Merch by Amazon. That's how you can distinguish that they were staff. But I can almost guess that they probably had no idea how it really worked. I mean, they were just probably there. Like I said, they were just there to sign people up.
Okay. I would guess it's kind of a little tough if there's a lot of, I guess, like you talked about, a lot of kids going. I can't really imagine them going towards the Merch by Amazon side and really kind of being
Well, so here's the
interested.
thing. Here's the things. With the industry pass, um, like I said, you get into the areas where it's a little more professional, right?
Yeah.
The kids are just buying like the general pass, right?
Oh, okay.
So with the industry pass, you get into another location, um, um, and they're more professionals, right? They're more working professionals. They're there to attend the keynotes and whatnot. So I would tell you, Glenn, if you ever do want to attend VidCon, I would tell you to definitely buy the industry pass, because
Yeah.
if you buy, I don't know about the creator pass, but definitely with the general pass, um,
You're not gonna do anything with that.
you they had a freaking Ferris wheel out front, man, for the kids and stuff. That's what they're doing.
Oh man, I mean, I remember when you asked me about it, so it was coming up real quick, and I was like, man, VidCon, I really wanted to go when I saw it sometime last year, and then it was just like, oh man, it's already coming up quick, and I wasn't even prepared at all. But when I wanted to go, I was really trying to, I guess, I was looking forward and maybe going to learn a little bit more about some of the talks and things like that on growing the channel, analytics,
Yeah,
things like
best
that. Not
practices,
Yeah, I
whatnot.
mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of speakers and creators that I have no clue who they are, like what
Mhm.
you said.
Right.
But I was kind of interested in the, I guess, learning part of it. But at the same time, it's a conference type of thing, so it's like you're gonna do more networking than probably learning because it's
Hmm.
small presentations, so say like 20 minutes. Um, there's probably a lot of that free stuff on YouTube already anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go just to kind of experience it and just say, look, I've done it, um, I would definitely say, at least for you, get the industry pass. It was what, $800,
Yeah.
and it's for like 3 4 days. I would say do that. Otherwise, it's just not even worth going to.
Yeah.
Um,
And you
so
did
that
send me a link to another one that's coming up. Are you going to go to that one or no?
I don't know. See, who originally sent me that was Kelly Roberts,
Okay.
who happens to be our friend, and we'll talk about her here shortly towards the end of the show, because we do have some exciting news from her. She's the one that sent that to me. I didn't even realize what that was, and I sent it to you because obviously you would benefit more from that than me, because again, I'm not on YouTube, right?
Yeah. I was going
But
through it.
Kelly did mention that she is going to that. So if you are going,
Oh,
or
cool.
if you do want to go, um, you can go to that. And for the listeners, what we're talking about is there's another conference that's very similar to VidCon, but it seems more like for the working professionals, something that we can benefit from, right? Because it's more for working professionals, right?
Yeah.
And that's Vid Summit, and that's in
Hmm.
October. I don't have the exact dates in front of me, um,
Yeah, let me
but
see.
I would recommend that to you, right?
Yeah, October 9th through 12th in
That's what, yeah,
LA. This one does seem, of course, like you said, more, I
more
guess, to,
professional, more
yeah,
more for the adults, more for people who are utilizing YouTube as a career.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So that one had pretty good people that, I recognize that have done pretty good things on YouTube as far as like teaching other people. So, Roberto Blake is part of that one. Sean Kennel is part of that one. Benji Travis, like people that have pretty good channels that know what they're doing, and they're kind of like teaching other people. So I think that one's good to look into. And so after that was like Thursday, and then you left on Friday.
So I left early Friday morning, dude. I was in a lot of pain, not because I was drunk or anything, but it was just super early. Dude, I left Anaheim, got on the plane, came back to the Bay Area, got home, jumped in my car, drove to Oakland, California for HustleCon. And if you guys don't know what HustleCon is, that's an annual conference that's in Oakland, California. And it's more for startups, entrepreneurs, and whatnot. And that's something that I was looking forward to for a long time. In fact, I had registered for that about 6 months ago.
Oh, okay.
So that was cool. It was a little weird, and I'll tell you what. And I don't know. I don't know if I was because I was tired, because I was exhausted. Right.
How many days was this?
Just one day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just Friday. It was weird. So it's in Oakland, California, in Paramount Theater. And if you guys never been to the Paramount Theater, um, their venue where they have shows and stuff. It's 4 floors, right? But it was weird because, like, on the main floor, people would watch the keynote presentations and whatnot. And then you go to different floors, and like, you go to different floors, it's like dark, right? You see people just working on their laptops. They're like coding stuff, and I'm guessing these people are obviously working on their startup or whatever. But I'm guessing the further you go up, the more people are just coding and stuff. And I'm like, why do you guys come to a freaking conference and you're working on your damn laptop, right?
Yeah.
It was really weird. And that was that was my first time to HustleCon as well. But I was able to get a bunch of freebies from a lot of the sponsors that were there. Some of the speakers. Oh gosh, you know what? I can't remember, man. Just go to hustlecon.com. But it was cool. I mean, I thought that some of the talks were really just about the people sharing their story.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, this is how we got started, right? It wasn't really, they weren't really giving you like actionable content,
Mm.
right? It's just more like, oh, I'm so and so, and this is how I started my business. This is our product. You know, here's the science behind our product. Things like that. It was
Okay.
cool. So maybe next year, I might attend that again, depending on who the speaker is. But it was weird, man. It was so weird. I ended up leaving early, but again, maybe it's because I was just too damn tired.
Yeah.
Um, but I do get the replays on video, so I can watch the ones that I missed on video when they come out in a couple of weeks.
It is a full day thing. I mean, 8:30 a.m. registration, and then I think it ended at 5, and then I think they had like a little
And then they
after
had
party.
I didn't go to the after party. I think I missed like the last 2 talks, and I was just exhausted, man. Like I said, I flew back to San Jose that morning.
Yeah. Did you meet anybody over there that networking wise that
No, like I said, it was really weird,
Oh,
man.
okay.
Everything was dark. People were either watching the keynotes or they're working on the computer, right? So it's like, how do you freaking talk to someone when you're like, when they're like working on the computer and stuff? It was weird, man.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Seemed like opposite of the networking events. Like this is just
Yeah, yeah. It was really odd. Like I said, I personally wouldn't mind going back next year, depending on who the speaker is, right? Once I know last year they had Casey Neistat. I do know who he is, and I know he's a big YouTube guy. I know
yeah.
he has a huge following. He was there, so maybe next year, depending on who they have, maybe I'll go back. But yeah, but that's pretty much it, man. So here's the thing, guys. If you guys don't know, I'm the self-proclaimed king of networking. I love doing these things. I love going to conferences and whatnot. I do it all the time. Um, so Yeah, so if you guys are like, wow, Young's doing a lot of traveling and attending a lot of conferences, I've been doing this forever. So, um, but let's
Yang
talk
loves
pop.
meeting the people.
Yeah, man, dude. I mean, seriously, right? I mean, every time you and I travel, who's the one that's doing all the talking is me. I'm always running my mouth, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, man, I just love interacting with people. Um, but let's talk pop sockets. I know we had talked about it briefly in the beginning of the show. Um, you said you uploaded about 35, maybe 40.
Yeah.
I uploaded, I'm just kind of guessing here. I uploaded about maybe 50. Um, and yeah, in the past week, I probably sold more pop sockets than hoodies, long sleeves, or sweatshirts. Is that the case for you?
Yeah, I haven't even uploaded long sleeve and hoodies in a while. And even then when I did, it just seems, I guess the way I would break it down, it seems a little just pricey on that end, especially the hoodie side. Like if you're pricing for 40 something bucks and you're making like 5 pop sockets, it's like $14.99. You're making $2.25. Even the breakdown for that is even a little bit better than the shirts. Um, for something that I guess somewhat is a little bit easier to design. I mean, you can't really do a lot like you would maybe on some of these full color, really detailed shirts if you really want to take it that far. But a lot of the pop sockets, if you really want to even do, I don't know, background type of wallpaper type of stuff, you could do that. But if you also want to do funny slogan stuff, you can do that. And they're also just, I kind of like designing them. It's just something totally different.
Hmm.
But even the breakdown in the numbers, I mean, $2.25 isn't bad for 14.99 pop socket you're designing. It's actually just a little bit better than some of the shirts. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely been uploading. In fact, I was uploading right before we got on the show. Um, I will say this, Eric, Rosner, who I mentioned his name a few times now the last few weeks. That crazy nut. First of all, he said he's actually selling pop sockets.
So he is
So
finding
so
success.
so so
Not
so
looking for the
so so
secret sauce.
I'm thinking that's his thing now because remember his shirts. He was saying he couldn't sell nothing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he said he's selling pop sockets. So cool. So Eric, if you're listening, and I know he listens to the show,
Hmm.
um, congrats on that. Hopefully you'll find more success. But yeah, no, I'm definitely uploading. Now let me ask you though, because of the a couple of weeks ago, Amazon came out with the news saying that we have to remove all description that describes the shirt, right?
Hmm.
So a good example is like we can't say premium t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Even though the shirt is a premium t-shirt, like in the title, my guess is we can't put premium t-shirt. Are you starting to edit all your descriptions and stuff?
I never used any of those words. So that one I was fine with. I think the one that really I think hurt me in the somewhat in the beginning is when they talked about not using like prime shipping and stuff like that. I remember when that
That was
first
a long
came out.
time ago
Yeah,
though.
yeah. When that first came out, I had to edit like 500 designs or something. And
Hmm.
one by one, I went through all of them and fixed them. That was the last thing I ever had that somewhat kind of, I guess, was under this guideline thing. So I didn't have to make any changes or edits to any of the shirts I have right now.
Okay.
So I was
Well,
happy about that.
well, because I know that in my descriptions, in most of them, I have the word T-shirt and whatnot, so I have to go in there and edit all those now. And I have about 1,700 shirts. Um, so I guess this is one advantage of being on a low tier, right? Because imagine if you have like 8,000 shirts live and you have to go in there and edit all those.
So you're saying the word t-shirt.
Because what Amazon said is described the design, not the T-shirt. So I think in the title you can have the word T-shirt or long sleeve or sweatshirt or hoodie, but you can't put like words like premium,
Yeah.
right? Because now you're describing the T-shirt. It's a premium T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
And also, and again, I don't know. My guess is, look, if you have the word T-shirt and all that in your bullet points and description, My guess is you should remove them. I don't know.
I think it's fine because if you have a hoodie or a long sleeve, there has to be a difference between the bolts. If you're saying this is what it is, this is a t-shirt, but you're not saying like this is a high quality, this is a premium, this is like, now you're getting into details of the shirt. If you're just
Look,
saying this
man,
is a shirt, this is what
I'm
it is.
not taking any chances. Okay, if any of the listeners wanna chime in on this, let us know. But I'm just look. You know how I am with my account, man. I'm always on the edge,
Yeah.
right? I can't take no risk. Um, I might change the word T-shirt to product, right? So for instance, uh, this T-shirt will make a perfect gift or something. Maybe I'll change it to this product will make a perfect gift.
Okay.
I just
Interesting.
again, that's just me. I'll let the listeners chime in. Maybe we should get Ken back on the show and just have him calm our nerves. Bitch slap me around a few times and just be like, relax.
Yeah, let's get him on the show.
Yeah, let's do
We'll get
that.
him in. We'll ask him that. We'll ask him that.
So that's just me again, guys. Please chime in. Let me know what you guys are doing. So that's pop sockets. Yeah.
Pop
Um, let
socket.
let's talk about SC Printful a little bit because I feel like not many people are on it,
Well,
and
especially with this pop socket thing, I'm going crazy for this, and Etsy, it just haven't even logged in.
oh, dude, I've made probably about $300 this past week on Etsy, right? And one thing that I would tell you, if you guys are doing the Etsy Printful integration, offer custom designs because I had one lady email me and said, "Can you do a custom design for me?" And I agreed, and she bought like it was like 6 or 7 shirts, right?
Hmm.
And so that was a huge order. But yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't doing Etsy Printful integration, give yourself a big kick in the ass because you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Seriously, ask yourself why. Why aren't you doing it? It's super easy. I don't understand. Um, I'm doing good. I'm probably bringing home about $400 to $500 a month on average. That's a car payment. That's a nice car payment. That's a BMW payment. What are you guys driving? A Honda Accord? No, I'm just joking.
I'll ask myself why I'm not doing Printful and Etsy.
Why aren't you though? Seriously, man.
Because I'm making money at doing eBay and YouTube. I make more money on YouTube than I do with what you're
Hey,
doing on
don't
Etsy.
brag about how much money you're making. Just ask yourself why you're not doing it.
So there's no need.
I'll slap you. No,
So if
seriously,
you're
man.
listening, you should
On a
be doing
serious,
YouTube instead of Printful Etsy. How about that? I'll
no,
promote
seriously.
YouTube. You can promote Etsy.
Think about it, man. Even if you just do like 5 uploads a week, just 5, right? Imagine how by the end of the year, how many shirts you have and how much money you could be making. I'm just throwing it out there, man. You don't have to
Yeah.
do it. I'm not twisting your arm. I'm just saying, look, a lot of people are making good money. Now I'm kind of surprised. Uh, uh, I'm really surprised that a lot more people aren't doing it. Um, I'm just throwing it out there. Um, the number one question that I get on email, dude.
Number
What do you think?
one,
What do you think it is?
something about. I was gonna. Never mind. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, no, say it. Say it.
No, no, no. I don't even. I was gonna try to come up with something that's kind of like funny and or dirty at the same time, but then I was like, you know what? This is a family podcast. Go ahead.
It is a family podcast. Dude, believe it or not, number one question. I don't know why people always message me about Penji.
What do they want to know?
The number one question is how many shirts can I get per month using Penji? Okay, and this is my response, and I've said this a few times already now. Um, it really depends on you. How well do you communicate with the designers, right? If you just say, "Oh, make me a dabbing dog T-shirt,"
Hmm.
well, they're just gonna do whatever, right? They'll. But I mean, be specific. Make me a cute cartoon dabbing dog t-shirt. The dog must wear like a spiky collar. Make sure the dog is brown, almost like a German Shepherd. Like, be specific, so that way you're cutting back on revisions,
Yeah.
right? But also, um, what I do is I give them a scaled project once a month. And what I mean by that is, I give them a project where they can just change out the word, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you guys an example. This past month, I submitted a project to them where they had to make a design for all 50 states, and all they had to do was just change out the word. Okay.
Okay.
If you guys can do that, you can easily get 40, 50 shirts per month, right?
And
Again,
how much are you paying per month again?
with the Merch Minds discount, it's like 320.
Okay.
Okay, $320 a month. Um, but yeah, it's really just on how you guys communicate with them. And I keep telling people, just be really good with the communication up front, so that way it really cuts back on how many revisions you have to submit, right?
Yeah.
So there it is. There's your guys. There's your guys' answer. Okay. Stop emailing me, messaging me, asking me about how many designs can you get. Okay. I don't mind receiving messages, but when it's the same damn question all the time, and I have to respond to them individually, it just gets a little frustrating.
That's hilarious. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's your full breakdown of Penji. So no more emailing Young.
Yeah. It's just nuts. Like, again, I don't mind asking questions about Penji, but for some reason that's like the number one question.
Let me ask you this: Is Penji working on pop sockets for you?
No, but
Can
it's
they
just a
work
matter.
on pop sockets?
But it's just a matter of resizing them. That's all, right?
Well, let's say like brand new designs, like because they could design anything, right? From
They'll do
logos
anything.
to okay.
Actually, Jonathan, if you're listening, add that into your dashboard. Okay, a pop socket. But I'm thinking, look, if just put in a submission for a T-shirt, and you can resize it to a pop socket, right? So that way you have both.
I guess you'd have to really design for both in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Um. Let's see. Let's talk about You remember Kelly?
Of course.
Kelly Roberts,
Yep.
good friend of the show. She was on the show, I think, episode 79. Dude, I didn't realize this, okay, up until Friday. Did you know that she has a course
I
out
didn't
for
know
the,
until I learned from you.
she came out with a course on the whole create space, journal publishing. If you guys haven't heard the story, okay, Kelly has been doing um, um, I don't know what book publishing
Hmm.
on Amazon through their Create Space platform. Okay, for some time now, and she's been really quiet. She's been kind of like behind the scenes, kind of lurking, but she's been consistently making $6,000 a month. And in fact, in December, this past December, she made $17,000 just in December alone. And when she told us that a few months ago, Glenn and I just about fell out of our seats, man. We lost our. We like, how, what? And what really freaked us out is that she's selling blank books. These are books that has pages, but they're just no words. They're journals. They're planners. You know. Anyway, she's making really good money. Um, and a few months ago, and you and I actually paid her, right?
Hmm.
Glenn and I,
To
we
learn
paid
more
her
about it.
$100 each, so she can coach us. Okay. Um, Now, granted, look, we haven't done anything with it. I think I probably uploaded about maybe 10 designs, so I haven't seen any sales because I haven't really been very active. But that's something I need to revisit here real soon. Um, you guys hear me out, all the time. I'm just trying to do too many things at once, but it is something that I want to get into. But anyway, she came out with a course. I didn't know this until she told me on Friday. So I've been helping her promote the course. through the email list. We were able to get her a few sales and whatnot. But if you guys are interested in this course, what she teaches you in the course is the same training that Glenn and I got. Okay, because I went through the course and I watched it. In fact, I think she did a better job in the course than actually training us because we were goofing around a lot.
That is true.
um, but yeah, she actually did a better job in the course. So if you guys are interested in the course, it is on sale. She was having a discount over the weekend. Unfortunately, that sale was over, so it's back to its original price of $97. But here's the beauty of this business, right? And Glenn, you and I talked to Kelly about this. Is that this, in my opinion, is going to like the Merch by Amazon business complements the whole Create Space business, and I'll tell you why. And you know what I'm going to say, Glenn, because half of the work is already done, right? Because we're not writing anything inside the book. All we need to
Yeah.
do is create the cover. So what I'm doing is I'm getting the same design that I'm uploading on the shirts, and I'm just using them for the covers.
Hmm.
There's some other, process that you have to get into, and Kelly teaches you all that. But I'm using the same design for the shirts on the cover. 50% of the work is already done. So the Create Space business complements the merch business very well, in my opinion. Um, and it's just, it's another way to create an income stream. Hopefully, um, I can do like $1,000 a month. I don't know if I can ever do what Kelly's doing as far as doing $6,000 a month consistently, but she did tell us, it's not going to happen overnight. Remember she said
Hmm.
it took her like about a year
Yeah.
to start.
Consistent, keep uploading, I mean, you really got to build it up. It's just kind of like,
It
I
sounds
mean,
like
the
Merch by
numbers.
Amazon.
Yeah, you have to build it up, put in the work, and do it. What we wanted to know was like the upload part and how and what, like what you're doing for pages, how you're like kind of the back end stuff. That's what we were kind of getting our,
So
coaching
and here's the thing.
to learn.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, this sounds pretty straightforward, and I'm sure I can probably get away with it without buying the course. I'm sure you can, but remember, she was telling us some, because remember, you and I were thinking the same thing, and then when Kelly was coaching us, she was telling us some things that we could and couldn't do, and we're like, oh, we had no clue.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you, if you're listening, that it's way harder to upload
It
a
is.
book than a shirt on merch. I can tell you that much right now.
It is, but I think this is a good opportunity again for us to create another income stream potentially, and it should really complement the Merch by Amazon business really well. I'll have that link for you guys in the show notes. If you guys are interested, again, unfortunately, I don't have any control over the price. Kelly, if you're listening, if you want to extend yourself for another few days, that's up to her. But as of now, it is back to its original price of $97. So go support Kelly. She's doing some good things. Do you have anything, man?
Not that I know of hmm, any other news out there. Not that I
No.
really know of. I mean,
What are you doing for 4th of July next weekend? Or not next weekend, but next week?
I'm actually gonna visit my brother for a little bit, so
Are you going to Austin?
yeah, I'm gonna be in and out. I'll be there for a little bit. I'll be here a little bit, so a little mix.
You're
But
telling
yeah.
me that just now, dude. I could have gone with you.
Well, I'm actually gonna go with the wife, the family, so it's gonna just all visit them for a little bit.
I'm
But
family.
that's very true. You know what? You want to come along? Go. You know what? Let's bring Young.
Um, I think I'm gonna head up to Oregon again. That East Oregon where I go to every year.
Yeah,
Um, I got some. Again, I have a client out there that I like to go visit. But I was thinking maybe sometime this year I'll make it out to El Paso.
that's what I like to hear.
So
Yeah,
um,
take you
maybe
out for some meals,
he
and
said
drinks,
meals.
meals and drinks.
He said meals and drinks.
I won't be paying for them, but at
Ah, you
least,
cheap bastard.
at
Well,
least you can
cool, man.
enjoy them. All
Cool.
right. Anything else?
No.
You're gonna upload more stuff today?
Oh, of course. So wait, so if you're leaving for Austin, what, 4th of July is what, Wednesday? When do you leave for Austin?
That's a good question. I gotta double check. I don't even know. I know I'm
Well,
driving because I'm going with my whole family, but I gotta double check.
one of the reason I'm asking is because I want to know what time and what day we're going to be recording next week.
Oh yeah. We gotta figure that out.
Let's
We gotta
figure
go to
that out
work. Okay.
outside of the, behind the scenes here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well, cool, guys. I hope this was informational. I know there was a lot of things that we talked about, from our numbers to the news to the conferences and pop sockets and all that. But next week, next episode, hopefully we'll have. Well, we do have a guest. We have Teresa Rose. She's going to be on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She's like the Pinterest expert, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, we'll definitely figure something out for that episode.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys next week. Merchant Podcast as usual, and yeah, we'll work on the T-shirt part in what the bullet points and description. We'll definitely
Yeah,
get a real
let us know,
answer.
because I'm trying to go back and remove all that.
Okay, we'll we'll do that. All right, see you guys.
All right, bye.